kind of mess around with the lobbies, with the contest sims, talk about some of the results in the DFS community, maybe take a look ahead at some stuff that's coming up. And boy, look at this. You have Devin Booker at 2% ownership. Oh, I didn't even notice this. Unfortunately, there's nothing to sweat of mine except to see if I finish in the top 500 in this in the 2,500. Not a very, very good day for me. Just right off the bat, we had I played LaMelo Ball in the first game, and he couldn't make a shot. So the rest of the night I spent trying to late swap all kinds of variants to try to get back, and that did not work. Let's put it that way. Just to remind everybody or tell people of the terrible lineup I had. Again, this is not the way it started. I didn't count on playing Keldon Johnson, for example, but once LaMelo busted, which was really, really early, I felt as though I had to try to do whatever I could to try to get back into contention. And that involved doing stuff I didn't want to do, and we ended up losing. But what I want to do is I want to attempt at least to use this contest sim thing from Saber Sim to see if we can't figure out who's going to win this thing. So when I look at it, when you first look at the lobby here, you say, wow, this looks pretty easy, right? You'd have Shady Advice, he's 26 minutes to go, and he's only 3 off the lead. And you look deeper into it, and it says Blake Wesley's the only guy he has left. So we're imagining that other people behind him are probably going to be in better shape. And as you get down here to these guys, this guy's Branham, that's not so great. But then this guy's got Wembanyama. He just got a full half of Wembanyama left. So that's going to, let's just say, new favorite. Okay. 26 fantasy points in the first half. No, not a problem. And then you have Cheddar Biscuit here, who's got he's got a half plus of Bogdan Bogdanovic at 289. So that's pretty good. And then you got Whistles Go Woo, who's got Bogdan, who's so he's behind. So what we're going to look for is someone with more than 33 minutes that can get up here. So let's look at these 50s. You have Bijas, who's got, look at this. He's got 0.1% Jay Williams, whoever that is, the other Jalen Williams. And he's got both Jay Williamses. Okay. I don't think that's going to do it. But anyway, this one's got Wemby and Bogdan. All right. So this is, he could be in business. Who's got more than 54? Let's take a look at this. How about this Cheddar Biscuit one? Jalen Johnson and Bogdan, that's fine. I noticed that Bobby had a lot of minutes, but he had Donovan Mitchell, so that's not going to work. So this guy's got Wembanyama, Champagne, and Wesley. I don't think that's going to make it. So let's see the Sully Bro. All right, so now we're getting to some possibilities. He's got 81 left. He's got Wembanyama and Capella and Sadiq Bey, who just made another 3. So we'll keep an eye on Sully Bro Chill as he gets into the top 100. And then another 80 with Wembanyama, Klay Thompson, and Sadiq Bey. So it looks as though these are the guys that are kind of in contention here. But let's see if we can't figure out how to use this goddamn contest sim thing. I'm just not quite good at it as far as being able to analyze. Let's just take a look. So we're going to pull up January 24th, main. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to click into the contest here. Unfortunately, or unfortunately, I was in it, so I'll be able to get here. So Mega Millionaire, let's just click on it. Let's just see what all this is. So this is listing all of the lineups by actual rank, I think, right? But if it says actual rank, why does... So it says 263, but then this one says 177. So hold on. Oh, actual score. So let's first look by actual score. Let's make sure that we are looking at the, we know what we're looking at here. So this was with the gridiron. Why am I just not good at this? And I want to make this bigger, and I can't because I'm an idiot. How do we do this? Come on, Saberson, where are you? Just brutal. I don't even know how to extend this. Just horror show. So if I get rid of... Can I get rid of this and extend this somehow? There you go. Okay. Oof. So, but I'd like to rank these in the right way. So this says by actual score, but it's not really by actual score because yeah, I suppose. So I'm looking at all these guys. So how do I rate these guys the way I want? How do I see who's supposed to do well? And what if I sort it by actual ROI? So driver CD is supposed to have the highest projected ROI, but why does it say projected score only 279? This doesn't look like a very good score. Why is this? I'm just confused. What if we can get Jordan on here? I should have, you know what? I should have done this before. This is my fault. I totally should have done this before. I mean, you're supposed to be able to see who's doing well and analyze, but it's just not, must not be doing something right. I mean, I could show my lineups. That's terrific. 188. Well, how am I rated 188th? Maybe he's just old. Refresh the slate. How about that? Still give me only actual 33 just for LaMelo. All right, these are at least the actual scores, but it's not adding them up correctly. Live sim ROI minus 100%. That means I'm going to lose all my money, which makes sense. So let's see. There was a thing where you could find the users. So the 994 people in it. I don't want to view just my entries. I want to just list. This has all the people's lineups. I don't want to show my lineup. Change sort direction. Actual ROI. Live sim ROI. How about that? Okay, so live sim. At least we're now getting the guys there near the top, right? So we had Shady, but Those other guys had to be doing better. You know, let me reach out to Jordan. Let me see if he's around. Actually, I don't want to bother him. Just because I'm freaking terrible. I don't know how to use my own stuff here. I remember there should be a thing that says users, which I don't see. Look at these again. No. How do we do this again? How do we get this thing bigger? BMAC? I'm trying. It's so clumsy. Let's get this out of here. No, we can just do this. Just doing compact lineups this way. This is sort of interesting, I guess. A projected score. This can't be because these are all going to based on the original projections. Okay. So live ROI. Okay, so these are the guys with the good live ROIs. All right. So the actual it says the actual ROI is negative 100%. Boy, how do we do this? Anybody has any advice, I would be more than happy to take it. Field lineups? No. I'm not doing a very good job demoing SaberSim here. Yeah, so this is a disaster. Let me message him on Discord for a minute. Let me see something. He's not up, but I'm gonna message him anyway. Where's Jordan? Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I'm just trying to figure this out.
You got something going on?
No, I'm doing the contest sim stuff. Doing a terrible. I'm messaging Jordan. Terrible job demoing the live sims. I guess he's not around. Yeah, I mean, I took a look at the lobbies, and then what this is supposed to be able to do is go into this tournament and rank these guys by what their simulated results are, given the actual scores. And I'll tell you that listen, I've been using this freaking software.
Can you clarify? What do you mean, given the actual scores, like the scores of the game?
Yeah, given their fantasy scores and how many minutes they have left and what they project to score.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But for some reason, I'm just struggling. So I mean, there's nothing you can do. I just wish that I was better at this. I probably should have practiced this before I went on here.
I mean, to be honest, I've seen this tried so many times in so many different sites, and it's all possible. It takes if one site has all the answers, then they have all the answers. Like
no, it's not that. You could do it. I'm just an idiot. I'm just trying to. I'm just an idiot as far as like literally my thumb clicking these freaking buttons the wrong way because I know that I've done this before.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of just struggling right now. This is anyway. I guess he's not going to make it on here. I didn't ask him before, but it looks as here's the thing. Like it looks as though if you believe this, that the shady advice is in like a really really good shape if you look at this live simulated thing. But the reality is that he's not. I mean, the reality is that he's in first with Wesley left or whatever. There are guys like behind him that are probably going to get him. So I'd like to be able to account for that somehow.
I don't know though about that. That's a long ways to get.
You think? I mean,
just go to his lineup again for a second.
He's got 320.
No, but click on his lineup.
It's right here.
I think it does.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
He's got Wesley. That's what he has.
But the Giannis, like we talked about earlier, I said this is what I'm frustrated at myself about. Was that if I could find any way to do this, I just want to play Giannis and Luka together. And that was so easy to do. Also, like there's many lineups that would beat the hell out of this if they just had Scottie Pippen Jr. instead of Jacob Gilyard. But the Spurs starting the what's it called, the Wesley, it definitely threw things off. I didn't adjust to it because I didn't want to, because I thought it could be a spot where he plays like 10 minutes. But it's very frustrating. I don't think these things are going to catch him though very often.
Maybe not.
Unless you get into like the 60s, 70s, he's up by a lot.
I guess so.
It's hard to get that many points.
So I guess that is right then. This guy's got Bogdanovich and Johnson.
Well, they only had him at 12%. I would have him more like at like 70%. Unless I'm missing something with the like a full-on Warriors. I guess you know what? There's plenty of Warriors stuff out there. There's 100-minute lineups that we haven't seen yet. You know, not going to be the top end of it. Well, that's one.
I mean, this guy's got Wembanyama and Bay and Thompson.
Yeah.
You don't think these two can combine for 40?
No, that seems like the advantage. But 19% now makes a little more sense. Based on everything else we'd seen, 19% did not make sense, or 12% did not make sense.
Okay.
12% makes sense.
Yeah, so I was out in like 5 minutes when LaMelo Ball decided to go 0 for 13 from the field and like get 2 fouls and whatever it is. That was the end of my game.
That was annoying. Donovan Mitchell having just an absolutely horrendous game, missing his first 7 threes hurt me. I did play Luka. Obviously, I'm really pissed off at myself because. Look, we talk over a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff. I was going to play Gilyard in my main lineup. I was going to play – what I didn't have to do was play Caleb Martin or Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I actually think, like, seeing if Roddy was starting and playing Roddy instead would have made more sense. I don't care that Cam Whitmore didn't have a big day. That probably made more sense, I'm not going to get upset about the Scottie Pippen Jr. having the big game instead of Gilyard, because that's like a lot. Like nobody had that, but I'm annoyed by it though a little bit. Do you have anything in your big one? Oh, you got something going with NHL.
I got this hockey thing. Where did this come from,
dude? Every time we come up here, you win something. You're going to win this tournament with less minutes than this guy has.
I don't know about that. I don't know where this all came from though. These guys all just started scoring. I'm an 8.
Some good ownership there.
Sort of. Yeah, this is so weird. I didn't even anticipate this. But yeah, that's this. I guess this is all that's going on. Like, there's really nothing good in the NBA as far as I'm concerned. But I want to take a look at the let's take a look at the fadeaway.
Well, let's talk about the 2,500 because I do think it go to the fadeaway first. That's fine. But I think it's interesting, like how. Like one of my biggest criticisms of myself is that I'm letting somewhat tournaments dictate a little bit of how I play. And I did do the obvious 2v2 swap. I talked about it in Discord, but it was basically whether to play Who was it? God, I don't even remember what it was anymore. It was Wembenyama. Well, now it feels really stupid. It was Wembenyama and Bogdanovich versus Mitchell and Okongwu. And I just decided I needed to get different somewhere. So Mitchell and Okongwu both sub 10%. Wembenyama and Bogdanovich obviously like 30%. So I would have had every player at like 30%-ish. And I just didn't want to do that. Like in my so I took one big thing. It's probably going to cost me cashing for 4 or 5K. But still, like I wasn't going to win the tournament anyway. There were just other, weird pivots where it feels like a night where parentheses guys will win everything, as you say all the time.
Dude, meanwhile, this guy freaking Wembanyama is a machine.
He's the greatest fantasy. Somebody said this about him on Roto Grinders, and I give him credit. Like, he is the actual greatest fantasy player that ever lived. He just started playing. He really is.
How many minutes he played? How many minutes he played tonight? Like 8? I mean, like, let's see.
I don't know. Yeah, every minute I count at least 2 fantasy points, for every minute.
It's more though. It's more. It's more than 2 per minute. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He hasn't played 20 minutes.
Then like Şengün, like the overtime getting everybody on.
Yeah, that's tilting.
That's annoying because it was like fine chalk. You know what I mean? They were all gonna like just make value. And then like, okay, well, everybody crushes now with that extra 7 fantasy points each or whatever the hell it was.
So Scottie Pippen Jr. had a big game?
Yeah, he was the other. They only had 9 guys in Memphis. He had 33, I think, and he was 3K.
Oh, that's great.
Instead of Gilliard, who was fine for 3,400. Yeah, but like you'd rather have the 33. So like I would actually be curious to see the fadeaway. Oh, you are on the fadeaway. Yeah. But even with the fadeaway, even with only 9 players, I don't think Scottie Pippen lineups are going to be relevant unless one guy made that one move. Oh, Patty Mills. That was the other one.
Patty Mills. Oh my! He's got 20 at the half at 0.3%.
Right. He made his first three threes. It's what happens sometimes. You know what I mean?
Look at some of these. So
I had Bogdanovich in my FanDuel big one at 64. He was only like 8%.
Bojan, you mean?
Yeah. The Detroit
34 real life points. There you go.
Dude, that's like good for him that he got even like more than double digits above what he scores. He doesn't usually do that.
And Giannis with a cool 80.
Yeah, it was really just like I said. I would expect any lineup, and Giannis wasn't owned enough for this to probably happen. But I would expect it to be Giannis, Luka lineups that would have won it. Luka, I mean, he got pulled off the court with 5 minutes to go on the verge of a triple-double because they were just down too much.
They were down 20, yeah.
So, but Luka was on his way to 80 too. 80 as well, What's that one?
Yeah. This is, no, they're just going look at some, trying to see who else is doing well. Yeah, Sadiq Bey doing fine.
Boy, the Edwards people, they needed every single second.
Every bit of it.
of it being close. Because Anthony Edwards had like 35 with like 5 minutes to go. Maybe 4.
What's this one look like? Oh, and then what's his name? Alexander Walker did whatever.
The Jalen Johnson is the really sharp play that I didn't make enough of. That was my problem. It was so sharp. It just makes so much sense. It's like, okay, if you're going to somehow find a fade, and this is what this guy did. He did not play DeJounte. He did not play Bogdanovich. If you're going to fade both of them, you almost have to play Johnson.
That's the one to play, huh?
I'm saying like if you get eliminated, the problem is I just played one of each of those guys no matter what, so it doesn't matter for me. But that is a thing. Yeah, frustrating. I'm ready for golf. If Keegan Murray can somehow battle his way back and make the cut, might have a sweat or two.
Yeah, check this out. This is in the 555. I faded everybody over 10K. I have Kevin Yu in my 555.
Oh my God, you have Kevin. Wait, what? He was owned that much?
He was 9%. I have Justin Suh.
I might be dead.
But then I have my genius. Then I have Jason Day with 138th place.
Well, but he played on the South Course today.
He does, but he's still gonna. I mean, it's gonna be like -3 at the end of the day. I think tomorrow.
It's gonna be probably -4, but
maybe
like
-4. So he's got to.
But if you're -2 and you played on the South Course, you're probably 75% to make the cut, maybe higher.
Yeah.
Even if you're just like average, much less Jason Day, who's probably. Let me just see what Jason Day is.
No, it says he's 30%.
Oh, he's +2. I thought he was -2.
No, he's +2. He's 30% to make the cut according to Data Golf.
Yeah, but I mean that's pretty amazing.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I have the Keegan Bradley in my 555. I have some nice ones though, Sheets. The guys we talked about. By the way, a lot of the guys we talked about did really well.
Yeah.
I had the as I said, my favorite play, Aaron Rye. He's 6 under.
Yeah.
We had. I'm trying to look at our list here. We had Homa Cantlay. Homa's fine. He's -2 after starting terribly, being +2 after the first 9 on the South Course. But he's going to the North Course. He's -2. Cantlay is -7. Minwoo Lee's only -2, -1. But again, the South Course, he's still favored to make it. Hideki, you called that one, -6.
The
right up there.
I don't know if you noticed. I mean, I always post this, but as far as the ownership stuff goes,
I saw it.
The one that was surprising the most was Luke List is a full 5% more than we thought. He's at 17%. Everybody else is close enough. Cantlay really didn't get played. I thought that at the end of the day people would play him, but
there's too much with the Homa Morikawa thing and Schauffele.
Yeah.
All the local guys.
Yeah, but as usual, I mean the ownership projections in golf are usually pretty tight. So
yeah, if I could do it over again, forget Cantlay's score, I would play way more of Cantlay. I mean, if you told me Cantlay was going to be like a third the ownership of these other guys, I'm in. Like, I don't care. So that was the biggest one. I think you're right. I was surprised though at some of the. I was surprised. I thought Aaron Rye was like a really good, like not even sneaky play to seem like a logical place for him. So. I don't know. I was a little bit surprised that he wasn't a little bit higher owned.
He was only like 1% more than I've had.
Højgaard, who I wanted to fade because I thought he was going to be 30% owned. I really thought he was going to be the highest owned player in the tournament. He only ended up 14.
14. Yep.
He has the best score of anyone on the South Course, which is big.
That's a huge score that he had.
Yeah. Yeah, my big buy-in, the Zalatoris, but Zalatoris is even like he's 38% on Data Golf, like to make the cut.
Yep.
And he's +1, But I also played Bezadenhout because I was like, okay, if I'm going to play Zalatoris, if you play anyone at the same price.
I got bad news for Shady.
What happened?
Wembanyama's coming.
He's coming, but then he'll be taken out of the game, and then we'll see what happens. Like,
and maybe Wesley will do something.
The Wesley thing is just – it's going to frustrate me because, like, it's just annoying kind of that he got there. But it's like when people – there was a long conversation in Discord about Jericho Sims sheets, and I was just writing from my memory. And then today I looked, and Jericho Sims over 40 starts in the NBA. Do you know what his average is? Not fantasy points, just regular?
No.
3.7 points and 2.4 rebounds as a starter. That's his career record as a starter. Like, you kind of have to go on that a little bit.
People were regretting not playing him, you mean?
Well, last night, because people were like,
that.
we have played him at lower. I'm like, no. Like, and also, they're like, but he was only this old. And I'm like, well, he had 17.5 fantasy points in the first quarter. He had 3 more rotations after that. He scored a combined total of 4.5 points in those 3 rotations.
Yeah. Precious outscored him after all that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just.
I'll tell you, Precious is not that great either.
No, but I mean, like fantasy is it's tough. Like it's tough to figure it out because it's so much during the season and game flow. Like for the playoffs and other things, people lock down their final rotations. But like the Clippers don't have a finalized rotation, for example. You know,
Right.
it could be Westbrook and Powell, or it could be Mann and Coffee. Like depending on the score and exactly how it's playing.
I did. We'll do a little football tomorrow.
Yeah, football sounds good.
Dude, I really could come in last in this thing. I'm like really trying.
What the 2.5?
It's 2,500. It's really.
Well, you went for it though with the Jackson. I gotta respect that you did at least that.
But once I'm telling you, once
Sheldon Johnson with the no. I like that play.
I just had to do something. It's like.
No, yeah. I just was so obsessed with the 40 whatever 100 guys. I couldn't get enough of them. So that was my problem.
So Shady V. It's just no. I think there's more to come here.
I will say that I think the field is really wrong to play 3 times as much of LaMelo as Donovan Mitchell without Garland and everybody else in Milwaukee. That thought came to me later. I was saying that in the Discord, like Mitchell just like he didn't get there. He didn't at all. But like he gets there so much against this type of team. Like it's just so hard. He has all the usage. And as much as LaMelo even benefits, I just think like Mitchell's just like a better play.
Okay, so we have a bunch of questions coming in from Scott here, and this is actually just like a standard, DFS question, like every night in every sport. Really, it's the question of whether to go stars and scrubs or middling. It's really just that's what he's actually asking, and. I know that nobody wants to hear this,
but it's not the answer. There's no answer.
But it just depends. You know what I mean? It just depends. And I know that it's weird. I was thinking about this earlier today. That for like there's a period of like 6 weeks it seems where all the studs were like 4% owned, right? And it didn't matter what they scored, they could never be in any of the optimals because there was no value out there or whatever.
Right.
So just nobody played them and they just got ignored. Remember we were talking about how they have to change the pricing so that people could play these guys or whatever it is. Now in the last like 2 weeks, like these guys are putting up 100, and 90, and you just have to have them, and then as this value kind of shows up, like Memphis's or whoever at 3K, you get these Jokic's that it look, and these Jokic performances and these Giannis performances, whatever, that they got buried on slates where you just couldn't get to them. You know what I mean? So they were sort of ignored. Now because you can get to them, it just looks like they're always guys you have to have in your life. Okay,
so I have a very strong take on this, and I truly don't believe. I'm happy to hear a devil's advocate opinion, but nothing's going to change my personal opinion about this. Basically, it's very simple. If you have multiple players under 4,500 projected over 5x, you have to play them. Like tonight, Luka hit his floor at 63 because of them getting blown out. Okay.
Yep.
That's the way it happens. And by the way, still, I'm telling you, if you played Luka and Giannis, you just locked those 2 guys in and you ended up with all the late value and you got everything, all that part right, you're winning a tournament. You're winning tournaments tonight. These guys they aren't only the best players, they project the best because they won't, on DraftKings, they refuse to raise their pricing enough. Which, and at the same time, they're raising anyone who could possibly allow you to get to them's pricing whenever they get a chance, except for you have to have like 1 game played. So that's what we're getting ahead of. So like no matter what happens next time, Gilliard's not going to be 3,400. He's going to be 4,600. You know what I mean? Scottie Pippen Jr. will probably be 4,400. These guys, so you have to take advantage of the value and play the studs when you can.
Well, when you can, there's the point.
Tonight you could have though, because
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm saying the same thing.
Yeah, no, we're agreeing. Right, exactly.
But to Scott's point, it's not like you're saying it's 5x at that price point. Unfortunately, what you really have to do.
Well, I think with this cheap guys, it can be that simple sometimes.
Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. Like if you could play, but if there's no guys that are under 5K, right? Then what ends up happening that are any good, what happens is what was going on for like 3 weeks, where you get these $5,700 Jeremy Sohan / Dennis Schroeder / whoever that would just be 25% owned at a 4x projection, because that was the only way,
right, to get those guys in,
to get those studs in.
Exactly.
But on those slates, it's just not. It's just you just don't play the guys that Luka, whatever. You just so hard to get to them. But like
right, unless you want to take a crazy gamble on like a rookie who may get minutes, like Nick Smith would have been an example from tonight.
Right. Well, that's right. Like so, but your initial introduction to the answer to the question is very prescient. Is that if you can find two guys at 4,500 that are playable, and you have one of those dudes like Luka or Embiid or Jokic, you know what I mean? Like you have to try it.
Right. Exactly. But I do think that like 3 is the number that you look for in general. Like, I don't know. It doesn't have to be simple as this. Like there's not an exact answer to this. So I just want to say though, but by the end of the slate today, there were, I think like 7 or 8 players at least in the under 4,200 who were projected to like 5.5x.
Yeah, well, today was ridiculous.
Right, but that's what's going to keep happening. I just want to get everybody ready until the All-Star break. That's going to happen, except for the last 2 days before, and then the first days after is when you're going to see the opposite. Pricing will be really tight, but it'll be impossible to predict. Like tonight, like even with all this stuff, like even if Kennard plays, Gilliard's been playing like 10 minutes,
Right.
And by the way, Scottie Pippen still played more minutes tonight than he did. So we are all still, it's a figure out as you go. It's not a direct, simple answer, as simple as it seems. And yeah, people can feel happy about all of their Houston getting there. In reality, one of the Houston guys should have probably gotten there, maybe 2. It just there's a lot of things like that, but I do think like using that as a baseline level, like if you have 3 guys on 4,500, what I said was 4,500 or under, you should be able to get a super stud and a secondary stud. And I only count Mitchell as a secondary stud because the price is different, but in general, like the super studs, Embiid, Jokic, Jokic sometimes, less so for me this year because of him just not trying to enforce his will in the game, because they're not playing for something. Embiid is like playing for something every night. You can see it. You could see tonight in Milwaukee, there was definitely something extra they were playing for, especially Giannis. He looked like a whole different person in terms of like team basketball. He was just like shaking everybody's hand. He was like much more engaged. And you take little things you try to figure out the pieces. But overall, I would say though, 3 guys who are under 4,500, which has been rare this year. Yeah, I think it's going to be really common in the next like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I think it's going to be really rare for the 2 weeks after the All-Star break. After that,
and meanwhile, this guy's been killing it the last 3 months. He's going to win $1 million tonight. The Sully Brochel, he's like a lock now. I think
that's fine. He's a good player.
Yeah.
I like the guys who are really good at NBA and don't necessarily always bother. I thought, bro, or how do you say it? Bro.
Yeah.
I love that guy. He's a great guy.
He's great.
And he won the 100,000 last night. He wouldn't even bother playing in it to say
he doesn't play this, but dude, I mean, like implicit in his comment, I mean, like, you know.
Well, no, but you know what it is though. Like people who are used to only multi-entry and getting percentages have a very hard time coming up with a lineup. Osimo talked about this years ago with me. He said he has a very, very hard time. He's like, even if I have more lineups than everybody else does, I'm not used to like, it's like very strange to like play like 3 or 4 lineups at most, or 1 or 2, you know? People aren't used to that.
Yeah, but the other thing that I was going to bring up is that what he was implying also is that I spoke to Adam about this when I was talking to him a couple weeks or whatever. It's like when he tweeted, bro, he's like, it's like been a minute. Like he plays like 150 a night in those things, and he hasn't been on top for like a while. You know,
right. You got to win some.
You got to get there more often than you think. You know,
right? And honestly, those are actually like more negative EV investments for any person.
Yeah,
in general, except for maybe max entry specialists. But even still,
I mean, it's that's got to be a part of your whole portfolio. You know, like. But yeah, it looks as though Sully, bro. Yeah, oh my God, he's just gonna swamp him. Oh my God, look at this.
What's the difference right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he's gonna win by like 40 points.
I know. What the hell?
So what was the Capella is a big one. That's
Bay
just a display. The Giannis.
He's going to actually get there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Gilliard because of what you said. I mean, you just got to play that value. You know what I mean?
Well, you got Giannis at low ownership, and the fact that Luka got eliminated at 58% ownership, which Luka was a better, like more often than not, Luka has a better night here than Giannis.
Well, Wembanyama might not be in there much longer.
He won't be.
Yep.
Well, no, they'll get his minutes the same no matter what. If he's going to play 26 or 28, he's going to play that.
I'm pretty confident that and Wesley's gone for the rest of the night, I'm pretty sure.
You have no idea with San Antonio.
Well, Wesley started. Now they're down 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's also like he's the guy they would bring in off the bench, so I think he probably closes.
Yeah, TJ thinks that I have that I'm Sully Brocho for.
Yeah, this is not us. What TJ? Oh my God!
Yeah,
Jolly. I get a kick out of because I know exactly every question he asks makes me go look at every game log and try to figure out. It's like a popcorn machine specialist. Every time, it's like whoever put up like 8x the day before. It doesn't matter if it was in 5 overtimes and 10 guys were injured. It's like he loves that guy.
Well, TJ, but not only that, but I mean, like even if you thought this was me here. I mean, this lineup is not winning 150,000. If this lineup wins 150,000, this guy's going to kill himself.
Yeah, 100%.
No way he took Bay.
Why is Bay crazy? Bay was a legitimately really good play.
Bay was 20%.
Everybody knows. Like if you didn't play Murray, if you're not playing those guys, you should have been playing a ton of these other guys. I said this all day long. Like. I was going to commit to Murray, and look, it's not working out great, whatever. But I was committed to Murray and Bogdanovich. But if I didn't have them in for any reason, any lineup, it was going to be some combination of Bay and Jalen Johnson. There's nothing wrong with Sadiq Bey tonight, TJ. That's definitely you're misinterpreting on that one because the Sadiq Bey play tonight was completely legitimate and made perfect sense in every way.
Dude, you know what they're doing? You don't really play Showdown. I don't really play that much either. PGA Showdown. They're doing
it tomorrow.
They're doing three different slates. They're doing an overall slate. They're doing one specific for the North Course and specific for the South Course.
Fucking fair enough, bro. Everybody today, like the difference between the two were crazy. The North Course was it turns out it's like a putt-putt course today. Well, good for you, TJ. If you didn't win money and you played Richards and Miller on the Hornets tonight on a full slate, you did something else wrong, really wrong. Because
That was a big hit.
That's like the nuts, like right, like that's the nuts start. So if you played Richards and Miller, you definitely did something else that was a little funky in order to make that work, and I don't know what it was.
This guy doesn't have the juice to get up to the million. By the way, this guy, Mr. Papa Giorgio, though, but he's a cool dude.
Is he? Okay, if you say so. There's Richards.
Yeah, this guy's not quite gonna get there, but
I'm glad he's not going to. I don't like that lineup.
Oh,
I just great. I'm happy it worked out for you.
This lineup is no good.
There's just these fucking chalky, like.
Oh, dude, he's got 6% Edwards and 5% Jalen Williams. No good.
I'm surprised the Edwards.
Nick Richards. I don't have any of that.
Fair enough. I'm surprised the Edwards ownership is that low. I think it's a miracle that it got there. Great. Okay, cool. The Richards thing I thought was an interesting play actually, but it was because of the ownership only. I didn't think it was like a good play like on its own. I just think it's like a lot of like. Fine. You know what? I disregarded it too quickly. It's a nice lineup. It feels very – it's like chalk adjacent. I don't know. I'm surprised that these guys are a little lower on.
Fallick did here.
Good job.
He knows what he's doing usually. This one's – he went with Zaire Williams.
So, TJ, based on what you're saying, you're the greatest player in history because you had Richards and Miller and Giannis and Conchar. So whoever else you played, did you play four guys who didn't play?
Greg Williams, who I don't even know who that is.
Oh, yeah, it's Gigi. I think. Oh, Grant. Did he play Greg Williams? Oh God, Grant Williams. Oh God, that's
Greg Williams. He said.
He said Greg Williams. I think he means Grant Williams.
Or does he mean Greg Jackson?
That's the thing I was thinking at first. But if you played Greg Jackson, that's awesome. But like if you played Grant Williams, I'm not really sure what you were trying to accomplish on this slate. Like I really didn't see Grant Williams. Look, there's going to be a time where there's going to be a 10x Grant Williams, but there's no reason on this slate where you would play Grant Williams that I can see at least. Oh, Gregory Williams.
I don't know who that is.
There is no Gregory Williams on this slate. So guys,
no, he's saying it's Gregory Williams.
Well, there's nobody named Gregory Williams.
No, nobody.
So you had to find somebody who did not play on this slate.
No, there has to be.
There is a Gregory Jackson.
Oh, Gregory Jackson. Okay.
It's a Gregory Jackson. Fine.
Okay.
So if you played all five of those, if you played all of those guys, then you literally, I don't know what you could have done so wrong in the other spots. Like you have Luka and Giannis, and every single spend up is available to you.
I want to try something. I want to look at something.
You played Giannis with Conchar. Must be like the worst. Oh, LaMelo. There you go. Okay.
I want to pull up the fade away for a minute. I want to see something.
God, I thought Jeff Green play was so terrible, and he had 16 points, but he played like 40 minutes.
Who?
Jeff Green.
Oh.
I hated it. I really hated the play, but he played like a million minutes. Irving news did not come out late, by the way. It was plenty of time to adjust. There's no reason that would have affected you based on what you're saying your lineup was. It's absolutely impossible that it could have affected you. There's two of you. So are you two different people on this YouTube thing? I feel like you guys are talking for each other here.
Pretty funny.
It is pretty fun. Yeah, it's the nature of basketball. Oh, so we're gonna get into the Branham thing. Oh, because he came off the bench at 3K. Great, cool story, guys. I don't even know what he put up.
Who do you like in
Could care less.
Who do you like in the football game this weekend?
You know what I bet all year long, so it's really hard because I have a pretty good amount of money on the Ravens. It feels like a trappy thing. It feels like I don't know. When I watch them play, the Ravens look significantly better. I said it before the year started, so I was there when the Chiefs were 6-1 and the Ravens were 40-1. I don't know. I'm having a hard time like changing my thought process. So I guess like my logical brain obviously likes the Ravens and the Lions. I'm sorry, the Niners. But I do think that the Lions and Chiefs bet is probably the best odds. I don't know. What do you like, Sheets?
I think it's the end of the line for Detroit.
Me too, but that's not really. We got to take a better stance. What about the other game? The real one.
So good. Okay.
Well, no, I feel like that's I feel like that's the common thinking that they're going to get smoked, and I think they probably are going to be honest. I hope I'm wrong.
And I like Baltimore.
I like it too. I just feel weird about like it's really weird because Baltimore's been my underdog darling all year long, and now they're like why like they're the favorites against the guy who I think is the best player in the history of football. Like, and it's 3.5 too. Like
Isaiah Pacheco?
No, Mahomes. Mahomes is the best player I've ever seen play football. Like I don't really care to. He and Peyton Manning, and then Tom Brady can be the greatest quarterback, sure, great, but Patrick Mahomes is the greatest player I've ever seen play football. These teams have no business being where they are, none.
All right, so I'm running a first set of bills for the championship games. Wow, look at who's getting all the money here. 100% George Kittle. Like San Francisco guys seem to be getting the most.
Yeah, the passing, like the general like thinking would be like the passing game of San Francisco, to some extent the passing game of Detroit.
Yeah, I see that.
And I think that slightly less so would be that nobody's going to play the passing game of Baltimore. They'll play Lamar, but they won't play like the Baltimore receivers that much. And they'll play the Chiefs. They'll play the tight ends from that game, but they're not going to play many receivers from the Baltimore KC game.
Those secondary receivers for Detroit are really, really cheap. Like Jameson Williams is still under 4K. Josh Reynolds is 4K.
It's kind of annoying they didn't hike the price up just because it would be nice to like play them with a cheap Chiefs receiver, because I really think like a Chiefs cheap receiver or a Baltimore cheap receiver are like the best ways to get different. Oh, get out of here. That's the dumbest argument I've ever heard. Shot like Harden. Mahomes was in his prime and Brady was 40 and beat him. Oh, great. Because they were only playing one-on-one. That's right. I forgot that 7 offensive linemen were out for the Chiefs that game. Give me a break. Get out of here. I think he didn't beat him. Get out of here. I think it's ridiculous when people talk about quarterbacks and it's who beat who. I really do. Basketball may be a little different.
I think all those arguments are just ridiculous. I'm going to tell you.
Why? But they're not all ridiculous. You're allowed to talk about who's the best player ever.
You're allowed to do whatever.
But you've never had a conversation about like who you thought was the best player at something?
Yeah. Doesn't mean it's not ridiculous though, just because I've had it.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, the whole it's definitely ridiculous that I say that XYZ has a 6-8 record against this, and whatever.
Right. But in all fairness, it's the only reason why Peyton Manning is not considered better than Tom Brady. Like it's just those things. Because by every GM, by everybody during that time, everybody would have taken Peyton Manning over Tom Brady. Just was one specific thing.
San Francisco and Detroit, those look like the top things there. Let me take a look. I don't think if I'm around tomorrow, it's gonna be. You're at a record. probably. But as far as live goes, I have to leave like 6:15 or something.
No problem at all. I got it.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Let's take one more look at the lobbies here. Let's make sure that Sully Bro is going to be a millionaire, which I presume he is. Let's just confirm that. Yeah, he's going to win by $1 billion, right? He still didn't catch him yet, by the way. Dude, where is it? Dude, they're all off the court. But I presume Sadiq Bey and Capella will come in the game. But look at this. We have the Aiden GZ who's with Klay Thompson. What do you think about this? We got a war here.
Who's the other one? Wait, who's the other differentiator though? It's Klay Thompson.
So it's Bey, Wembanyama, and Thompson to Bey, Wembanyama, and Capella.
Huh.
I think Sully might have a problem.
Yeah,
it's going to be a war, man.
Go good because this is his 11th entry. Go to the other one again for a second. Sorry, I don't know if that guy's got another entry.
Yeah, I'd have to search for it.
It wouldn't even be unless they're top 500. So let's see, Bogdanovich, Edwards, Bey. Terrible lineup construction because he didn't put Bogdanovich in the power forward spot. And why is Thompson in the small forward spot? Because you could use either one for Bogdanovich.
Let's see if Aiden G has
and Wemby. So he just put them all in the wrong places, but he somehow is going to get there anyway.
So let's see if this guy. Yeah, let's. You know what? I'm interested in this. Let me. I want to see who played a lot of entries. I want to see whatever. So what's this guy's name? Aiden G. Yeah, just one lineup.
Let's go.
Good on him.
Good on him. And he got the wrong order, but maybe it'll pay off.
There it is.
Everybody in the wrong spots, but maybe it works.
So let's see how many parentheses guys here. So third and Schlong is playing 5. Okay. Oh my, 30 entries. Get out of here. It's like good day.
No.
Brandon Adams' times must be tough. Like only in for 16.
He does that. He like half enders as many. I don't know what that is.
Chedabisk with 30. Chipotle Attic with 30. I presume 30 is the thing. Who is this? EJS. Don't know who that is. FJ Bourne. He's been killing it. 20. Just 20 for him. Giant Squid. 30. Hishbu, obviously. 30. Jake Anderson's been playing a lot. JPM 111. I'm supposed to know him. I don't know who that is though.
I don't know who that one is either.
Oswa 30. McLovin. Mr. Good Seats only 3. Oxen Duck, he's always in there. Papa Gates, he's always in there. Raging Phillip, he's always in there. RS Bathala, he's always in there with the 30. Squirrel Patrol only 10. Sully Bro only 17. Okay. Whistles Go Woo 20. Wilson had a couple. Uticow obviously with the 30. Whoa! Oh, he must have had tickets. Bob, you there? You want to? Yeah. So this is Zach Trivet. He's Titletown. Yeah. There's no way he's playing this thing without tickets. I mean, not that he wouldn't, whatever, but yeah, he usually doesn't play this big. Yeah, this would be the guy I would root for, but it doesn't look like it's going to be his day, I don't think. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this one, I've got to pull him up. I hope he cashes. So what is this? I mean, he's got 270. Yeah, 270 should cash, right? Well, no. Oh, I guess not.
Should cash.
Pays 184.
As long as it doesn't matter what's happening in this, it's all the last game.
Yeah. And then
It's been hard. It's always hard to track. Remember, we had one of these shows, then I won a tournament afterwards. We didn't even like address them.
No, that doesn't look good. So let me see how he played. I would imagine he played too chalky. Yeah, this is what happens, Bobby.
Yeah.
No. Well, dude, what is Vassell? That's a pretty ballsy play for him. You had a couple of these.
And Johnson, yeah.
Yeah.
That actually feels like the right strategy. I don't like the Vassell play on its own, but like I do understand like the strategy of like getting different in two spots. Like,
yeah. It doesn't look like he's going to cash in these two. I don't know how the number 3. No, it doesn't look like he's going to get it done. That sucks. I guess I know these are these are tickets. Has to be.
well, yeah. I mean, or just people like a little bit. But the Vassell thing, like, is kind of interesting. Like, doesn't make no sense with no Trey Jones.
No, with this one, I bet you,
100%
I'm going to ask him. I bet you it's when he got the 15 out of Cody Martin. He got him on himself a little bit.
Are you sure? Because I really think Trey Jones made people do different things. Like that's why.
That's true.
You have the Wesley ownership. So I actually think the strategy behind this is actually pretty sound.
Yeah, everybody did this. I did this too. It was stupid. I don't know why I did this. Yeah.
I thought it was stupid too until I saw how many minutes he played.
Even though I don't 40 minutes through overtime.
I agree. I know.
Yeah, DeJounte, he's doing fine. He'll end up at 50 probably.
Yeah.
Especially they have to come from behind now.
Yeah, I didn't think that I'm sort of shocked, to be honest with you. Maybe that would have been a better way to play than what I played. But like I was gonna have, all DeJounte no matter what. I'm not saying he's going to put this up. I think he's not having his best game, and like he could easily put up 70 in this spot. Like I would just rather the floor is too high, the ceiling's too high. I don't know why he's as low owned as he is. The fact that Şengün is probably going to outscore him is kind of irritating.
You know what? If you don't mind, I want to come back, but I have to make a call.
Yeah, do your thing. I'll go through it.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. Shot like Harden is questioning me on that, although he's probably looked it up since then and realized that 7 offensive linemen is actually accurate. All right, so what else do we have here? I honestly think that I'm gonna have a very hard time questioning these lineups because they're strong lineups, and they deserve to be there. The Edwards thing was fortunate to get there at the end the way it did, but the play was completely logical, especially at that ownership. So I'm on board. Like, guys, you're going to win $1 million. I'm so happy for you. I'm sorry it's not me, but I'm happy for anybody else who does.
All right, I'm back.
A little too contrarian, which cost me. I think I would have cashed if I didn't get a little too contrarian. Yeah, because I would have had Wembanyama, Bogdanov. Yeah, I would have been fine. Yeah, and I hope Murray ends at 50. I'm sort of surprised, by the way, by this one. Everything good?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just had to say that to Stacey. Yeah, so this is like $1 million battle here with the one entry dude needing Klay Thompson to outscore Clint Capella.
Feels like a pretty good bet. You got a Congu minutes coming up.
I don't know. I think it's I think Capella's the one's coming next. No. Well, he's going to get 5, right?
So Scott's asking a question that people often ask at these types of things.
Let's hear it.
Was there Keldon Johnson news or related news that I missed, or just part of variance of the play tonight? No,
I was kind of like tilting.
No, there's news. There was news. Trey Jones not playing was news. That's big news.
But he wasn't starting.
Who?
Keldon Johnson.
Keldon did not end up starting, but you're eliminating. Are we sure that he didn't start? I'm not 100% sure he didn't start, by the way.
He did not start.
It was Wesley who started. Yeah. So that was the news.
Oh, the influenced him negatively? Yeah, he didn't start. That's what it is.
No, nothing hurt. Well, he was always not starting.
Right.
He hasn't started in a long time. Nothing hurt Keldon Johnson negatively. To be honest, he got everything to go his way and just didn't have a good game. And they like this Champagny. They like Sohan. They like Wembanyama, obviously. And Keldon Johnson is not a point guard. So I would be surprised if the Spurs don't make just get rid of a little bit. I actually like Keldon Johnson as a player, but you don't need all these interchangeable whatever parts. Like you can get like good 4, 5, and 6 man on a championship team. You already have your one guy. Time to get number 2. They need to get another guy who can really play. So, glad to hear it, Scott. Happy to help.
Capella v. Clay. Clay's in the game right now.
Yeah, Clay can get there. I think that's the winner.
Well, first of all, I presume that they're both going to outscore Shady 84 points. Whatever.
Well, Capella doesn't play much down the stretch.
Yeah, he'll get 5-6 minutes.
Maybe, but he doesn't make free throws, so it actually goes to Okongwu. That's why all these numbers I've been pointing out all year long. Sheets, I'm telling you, we have to do a historical on Capella's projected minutes because I don't care. I understand that they average out to like 27, but he's projected for like 30 every night. Every night. He's always over projected.
He gets 23 every game, Capella.
No, he starts the game and sometimes he plays 30 and sometimes he plays 18.
Well, I will say this. I mean, I was looking at his game log and
look at him, 22.
I'm saying he's never over 30.
But what do you think he was projected to today? He was projected between 28 and 30. The lowest side had him at 28.7. I looked at it today.
Yeah, I got you, VMAC. Unfortunately, DraftKings is like ahead of all the live feeds. So,
yep.
So we know all this.
Unless you're at the game.
No, DraftKings is way before the actual game.
Oh, before it happens?
Yeah,
just telling you what's happening.
Exactly.
Oh, so you're going on now. This is Sheets' big ramble. Look, this sounds like a Run Pure thing. So is it all rigged? Is it all rigged? It's all fake? They're pretending?
No, they just DraftKings know. They just know. They just know.
I was just kidding around.
Yeah, it's funny when I was at the. I was doing this when I was at the U.S. Open. I was trying to track and see how close the scoring updates were. It's within like 10 seconds. It's like pretty quick.
It gets it wrong. Like I get it. I notice that on football a lot, but that's usually because every play is like questionable, which is kind of annoying separately. But like occasionally in basketball, the worst. That's why basketball like corrections that happen way after are so frustrating. You know,
right?
Like, 3 hours after the game, that wasn't exactly a block. Like,
dude, I emailed DraftKings twice about possible stat corrections. Jimmy, you got something going on?
Yeah, let's know if you guys have anything.
What are you in?
We are not making money tonight. I might make money this weekend in golf, and Chiefs is probably going to win everything.
I don't know. I need Jason Day to make the cut. Then I can talk.
He's on the South Course. He's a 70%. He's like 70-something% or something.
There's 30% to make the cut.
Oh, he's the +2. I'm sorry. I was thinking the -2.
He's 30% to make the cut. It's more than zero. So, but yeah, Jimmy, if you're actually in something, I'll definitely pull it up. We still got to get that other kid a T-shirt.
Oh yeah, we just ordered our T-shirts.
Oh, did we?
In the next week, we will have them.
You got stuff? You got stuff coming?
Yeah, and we're gonna be able to send them to people. So
nice.
We'll have all kinds of contests and stuff, and we'll do the beanies are what's cool, by the way, though. They actually look cool.
Hey, BMAC, what tournament are you in? That you're at 310. I mean, 310 is a big number.
That is a big 310 tonight. Are you kidding me?
I mean, if it was in this thing, if he's got PMR left.
If you have any PMR with 310, you're in pretty good shape.
You just got a live bet, Jimmy? Okay, that's fine. $101, $2.
Nas Reed made me look like a genius for like 5 minutes. He put up like 15 fantasy points, 5 minutes playing, ended up with 16. That was a little bit annoying.
Let's see what's going on tomorrow.
Dude, these unders where guys sit. My number, me and Steve did a video for Better Takes earlier.
Oh, yeah?
And the numbers are actually out of this world with the over-unders right now.
What do you mean?
We're talking about 70+% on like 500 games over. No, I'm serious. It's crazy. The over-unders, but that's because basically what we're doing all day or what my research is, involves all of those things. And occasionally you bet because a guy might miss or whatever,
What happened to Taylor Horton Tucker?
Nothing. He's a part of the Utah Jazz 15-man roster, 74-man roster. He was never anything.
I mean,
neither is Kyle.
Remember, he was averaging 30 minutes a game.
That was just for nonsense when Clarkson was out and Markkanen was out.
Okay.
Don't trust anything. But at the same time, one of these days he's going to put up like 35 out of nowhere. It's just who he is.
I mean, he was 5,800 December 8th. And then he, like a week later, he was 3,800, scored 16 in 12 minutes. Then 2.5 weeks later, I guess he's had some DNP, no decisions in there also, I suppose. And he's like a flat 3K. Yeah, we need somebody out, I guess.
Yeah, that's not a thing. It's just you probably need like 3 guys out.
Well, the only thing I mentioned is I'm looking at tomorrow's card here, and it's a lot of slow games, but not the first one. So there's Utah, Washington, there's Philly, Indiana that could obviously do stuff. Then you got Minnesota, Brooklyn, which could be a yawner. Denver, New York, whatever. Boston, Miami. All right, Sacramento, Golden State, not bad. And Chicago, Lakers.
The whole slate and just bet whatever you would have bet on Utah winning the first game.
Oh, they're going to beat Washington?
I think they'll beat Washington.
But we don't play Clarkson on the road. That's what you said, right?
I mean, it's not like written in stone, but in general, it's, there's always exceptions.
Yeah, these guys still haven't taken over Shady yet, but they got Sadiq Bey in the game. So, we got Clay is out with 6 minutes to go.
What's the score?
It's 15.
Aye. Are they just giving up on life this time? I don't know what they're doing, man. I think they were so upset Bob Myers left. Bob Myers now, congratulations to our UCLA guy. He's now the GM of the Cleveland Browns. Do you know that? And it's not the first time he came to California. They came to California to steal another sports coach. Paul LaDuca was basically the character of Jonah Hill in Moneyball. Okay?
Yeah.
Paul LaDuca ran the Dodgers. Then, boom, Cleveland Browns hired him. They just don't want anybody who taught coaches who did football. They just want a different type of thinking GM, I guess.
So 6 minutes to go, 17-point game. Capella is in. Capella looks like he's in.
Is he got either the vert? No, he's got all the double. Yeah, that part's all locked up.
Yeah, there's no bonus up there, but all he needs is like a couple of minutes. And then, there's Neil. There he is. We got your shirts. They're coming.
Oh, there's Neil. Neil is the first one who gets his shirt.
It'll be the not inaugural, the ceremonial first pitch, so to speak.
Neil, I'll even give you an offer. Like you can choose a beanie or a shirt. The beanies are cooler.
In Atlanta, if the blowout holds up, the thing is, it's not a blowout right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not enough of a blowout. That's the finest. Like it's the most general thing we talk about, but probably don't talk about specifics. You know, like 16 points with 6 minutes to go is not a blowout. You know, like 28 or even 23. But if your starters have played like the entire second half so far, that's a blowout.
Oh, they're challenging it. Oh, there you go. So they're challenging this Bay bucket. Okay.
Always like that Sadiq Bey. Atlanta just compiles guys who I like other than Trae Young, and they just like ruin them.
Who do you think they're gonna, and where do you think they're gonna ship Trae Young?
They're not. They're gonna trade DeJounte Murray. Bucks are the team that wants him the most. The problem is the Bucks don't really have enough to offer. But it would get them out of his contract. The problem is they traded 4 first rounders for him. So it's a really tricky situation is the way I would look at it. But the Bucks make a lot of sense. Miami would have made a lot of sense before the Rozier thing, although they look terrible tonight. Whatever, it's fine. They'll be fine.
Wait, B-Mac, you got 333, 25. It's got to be the fadeaway, right?
What are you in, B-Mac? No, I bet you it's got to be like all of your money keeps going up every time. Why doesn't mine do that, Chief?
It's the hockey thing.
I'm writing into DraftKings right now. Why does every time Chiefs look at his lineup,
let's see this 333, 25. Let's see what you're saying here. Bay just lost the bucket. Oh. So B-Mac, is this you here? Are you one of these guys? Is you going to fade away? I don't know what you're in.
No, I'm guessing it's the mini max. It's got to be the mini max.
Oh, the 35K and one. Oh, wow, that's probably something good. All right, let's find that.
What is that? I don't think you can find it. I think it's $1.
Yes, I can.
333 is like a winner of almost everything tonight.
It's a 35K. We'll find that. So 35. 35K and one. Here it is right there.
What is it?
Here it is. 333.25. Is your screen name BMAC or something like that?
BMAC, what's your name? Man, these are scores that I dreamt of.
Yeah.
I didn't pull the trigger on Brandon Miller. That was a big mistake. The Devin Booker thing, I was on the idea. I said it. It's one game late, the revenge. Although he could have, again, he and Luka, that could have gone wild if they could keep up.
Or your seaweed. Okay. CWEED. Oh, this guy. All right, here we go.
I'll be back. I like the name.
You got 10 minutes left. Okay, you got chances. Kuminga, look at that.
Oh my God, Kuminga had a monster.
Let's go. And you were one of the Vassell characters.
I even played to Kuminga. Wow, nice job, B-Mac. Wow, look at this. How it worked out.
Let's see if Millie.
Nobody in the history of basketball apparently played Scottie Pippen Jr. with Conchar, because you would just win. You make the nuts automatically.
So here's the Millie. They haven't quite caught him yet. Another point. Sadiq Bey. I think they're going to get there.
Which one's gonna get there though? How much is? I can't see the score. 327. What's the other one got? Sully got?
Klay Thompson, I don't think is coming back in the game, man. I think he's done for.
Guys, we appreciate so much your love and support, and you guys have been so kind in chat. Please click the like button. It's really fun to do these. Let's keep doing them.
So it looks like the parentheses guy is going to get the best of the 8 and G, because I think Thompson's done. I mean, he's not coming back in the game. They're up 20.
Should I be the jerk and just say to be, dude, just play the $2,500 buy-in? You would have been in second place.
Right.
Third place.
Meanwhile,
no, he'd be in second. Yeah.
So Sully needs he needs anything from Bay or before they get pulled.
Dude, you'd be shipping, but it would take all your stones. Like, I know you played a bunch of lineups in that one. Can you play one lineup and do that for $2,500? That's the only thing.
And pick the right one.
It's the 4-bet semi. It's like the 4-bet. No, it's like the 5-bet, like with queens, but you're bluffing. Or no, that's not really right. If the 4-bet with ace queen off and you're bluffing, but it's for 35% of your stack and you're willing to fold. That's the million, BMAC. But you can't go home and say, hey, I lost $1 million by not playing this, because you played a 20 entry max. That was not your thing. If you spoke all day and said, hey, this is my lineup, it's a very different thing. So don't feel like you lost $1 million in my main point.
The Warriors took a full timeout with
What's the score?
3:40 to go. Presumably to pull their guys. Maybe not. It's only 19.
And they're up?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not pulling anybody.
Coaches call challenge stands. Warriors charge of the timeout.
That's why they used it, so they could. Yeah, they're leaving their guys in.
Yeah, but they're not leaving in Clay. They're not bringing in Clay in.
They might, but I don't think they will right now. Yeah.
Jalen Johnson is shooting free throws. It looks like. Yeah, I don't know. Something's wrong with my TV. I can't actually watch. Something with League Pass, and I either cancel it or something.
Man, I'd be interested to watch some of the stuff like with you, like some of the actual basketball, because it's interesting. Like Jalen Johnson is a guy, like when you watch him play, you go, okay, I don't know whether he is like a perfect like slasher guy or a 3-and-D, but he's kind of got every bit of all of them. And then lately he's showing off this offensive like aggressiveness. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
Sadiq Bey misses a 28-foot 3-point shot. Dude,
Harden, why are you giving up? If
Shady hangs on here,
what's that?
Like that would be like legendary.
If who did?
The Shady advice.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, we might be sweating, but nobody's sweating more than that guy is.
Yep. Dude, Shady advice. He got freaking second in the best ball thing.
Oh, really? How did you see that?
Well, they interviewed the guy that got first for like $5 million or something like that. I think.
What?
Yeah, in the big one, in the big best ball thing for the season.
Oh God. Yeah, next year, bro. Right, Cheats? Will you commit to that with me for next year?
Best ball?
Yeah, why not? It's not
Yeah,
that hard.
apparently people like just draft all summer long and stuff like that. You really gotta get into it.
But I don't think their advantage is that like still Devon A Chain was like a sleeper for all of those guys. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes. So let's see. So the Warriors called a full timeout. Dude, how sick would it be for Shady if Atlanta all they have to do is say, okay, we're done. We pull Bay and Capella, and Shady wins $1 million. That's it.
yeah, that's pretty amazing.
It's all in the coach's hand.
I mean, honestly, that's like it's it.
That's it.
He's not in first anymore.
Oh, he got him. He got him. Okay.
He gets to hope for third.
And they're leaving Bay in. No, Bay's out. Oh, just in time.
Who is that play in the guard spot? And
Oh my God, Sully Brochill got just enough to get there, and then they pulled everybody the next possession.
That's funny. Who is the? Can you go to the whatever the A name was that has one entry, third place?
Yeah, the 8, dude.
Who is that player? Oh, Edwards.
You know who's in the game right now? Gus Santos, Lester Quinones, and Seth Lundy.
BMAC, I want it for you, but there's no way you're getting 3 more points. I don't know who you could have. Can we go back to the other screen?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry to make you. I'm just curious.
Oh, they pulled his guys too? Yeah, he's done.
But he's done much higher than he was. He's in 7th.
All right. I think I'm going to crash. Congrats to Sully. Hope he fades the stat corrections. AJ Griffin enters the game for Okungwu.
Finally, AJ Griffin.
Trent Forrest is in the game. Patty Mills is back in.
AJ playing for his dad's name. It's Adrian Griffin's son.
All right, dude. I will see you tomorrow.
All right. Good luck, man. Hey, good luck, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.